30 male husband asked me, 26 female, to sleep with his friend. He left me saying I cheated and I'm pregnant. My husband and I have 2 kids, ages 2 and 4. We married when I was pregnant with a 4-year-old and have been together just over 5 years total. About 6 months ago, my husband asked me to sleep with another man while he watched. I was not 100% comfortable with it, but he asked a few times and I eventually agreed. He had a couple of rules, like whoever I found had to have a recent and clean STI test, because husband didn't want rubbers used. I was on birth control, and he had to set it all up. And that was the extent of my involvement until the event itself. He found a friend willing to do it. Husband said he was sure he wanted this, and begged me to go through with it. I did, and he left within a week, citing this as his reason. He's now telling anyone who will listen that the friend and I cheated. The friend told the truth, but obviously no one believes that my husband asked his friend to sleep with me. If someone had asked me about it, I've told the truth, but no one believes me either. I've been cut off from my husband's family due to this, and as my husband is not currently in contact with me or the kids have been cut off as well, which is hurting them. Most have just gone silent on me, but the few have reached out have not been kind. It was our youngest child's birthday a few days ago, and we arranged to do something with just family. Grandparents, aunts/uncles, cousins, all from my husband's side, and no one came. My brother ended up dropping by, but that was a surprise, as he wasn't invited as I'm low/no contact with most of my family. So my kids have primarily interacted with their dad's family, and that's the side they're more attached to. It's been about 4.5 to 5 months since the friend, and a month ago I found out I was pregnant. I had plenty of action with my husband both before and after, but the fact I also had slept with a friend, and my only protection has clearly failed, cannot be overlooked. I'm now starting to show. I need to know who the father is. My husband isn't speaking to me, not even to discuss a divorce or the kids, and I don't even know where he's living right now. But if I ask the friend to get tested and my husband finds out, this whole situation becomes significantly worse. There are a couple of aspects I need help with, so I'd be grateful for any help on any of them. 1. What do I do about my husband's family, who the kids adore and really want to speak to? 2. What do I do about my husband who is ignoring our kids? 3. What do I do about the baby? Do I talk to the friend first or my husband? Neither of them? Both? What's the safest way to go about this? Now for the top advice. This honestly sounds like a setup. Like he manipulated the situation to make him look like a victim, so he could abandon his family. My ex did cheat on me, but I still maintained contact with children who aren't even mine. I would get a paternity test and then sue for child support. I would also see about getting a lawyer and filing for divorce and have him served with the papers. It's up to the family to maintain a connection with the kids. If you have family, you may want to get your kids in contact with that family. OP, to add on this, do you have any evidence of him asking this? Screenshots discussing it, etc.? I'd get that stuff all lined up. It does seem like he is framing the situation. Does the jurisdiction live-in penalize a cheating spouse in a divorce? Have your attorney send an anti-spoliation letter requiring your husband to preserve his phone. Also have his friend sign an affidavit detailing the specifics of the encounter. Sounds like he either was looking for an excuse to leave, or after the high from the event wore off, he was so disgusted with himself that he had to project that energy outward, onto you, in order to preserve his fragile ego. Could be both. All I really got from him was that things were different now. The word tainted was used. He was the only guy I had been with before this, so I think it was coming from a place of regret. The fact that he also abandoned your children tells me that he was looking for an excuse to check out of the family before this even happened. Man, you need legal advice. This is slandering, and the way you phrase it, it makes it sound like he was looking for a way out of the relationship. Go get a lawyer. My brother has recommended a lawyer, but I haven't called yet. I plan to, I just want to talk to my husband first. Talk to your lawyer first. Don't talk to your husband. He has shown to be manipulative. You need outside help. He was going to leave you either way. If you did it, he was going to leave you for cheating. If you hadn't done it, he would have said you didn't love him enough. Take it to court. Get the child support your kids deserve. Force a paternity test on him. In some places, it is his child since you are married. I am sorry that he is abandoning his children. You need to be strong for them. I wouldn't force visitation since the family already showed how cruel they are. If you're still married when the baby is born, then it will automatically be his child legally. But if he's not the father, then the other guy will be able to contest if he wants to get a DNA test. Though I have no idea if he would want to. Next story is titled, My fiancé threatened to break up with me if I told her best friend's husband that his wife is cheating on him. I, male 27, have been together with my fiancé, female 28, for 12 years, out of which 3 years we have been engaged. I love her a lot, and everything between us has been great. We do encounter problems now and then, but every long-term couples does, to be fair. The problem we are having right now is not so much to do with us directly, but to do with my fiancé's best friend. I'll call her Betty in this post. Yesterday while going to work, I stopped at a bakery and got some breakfast. Right across the street, I saw Betty with a guy. First, they were just talking and I didn't think much of it. And honestly, I was busy getting my sandwich. I turned around and they were kissing. I got my phone and took a photo. Not the most ethical thing to do, but I thought the husband might need it. I got home, told my fiancé about it, and also shared a photo with her. She told me to delete the photo and just ignore it. I wasn't comfortable with this, and told her that instead I would tell her best friend's husband, because if it was me in his position, I'd like to know too. Her concern with us was that it would really damage her friendship with Betty, and that's why I should stay out of it. I disagreed, and she told me that if Betty's husband found this out from me, I should consider our relationship over. Later that day, my fiancé apologized to me that she didn't mean the breaking up part, but I really shouldn't do this even though that would be the right thing to do. I was still a little pissed that she would just throw away a 12-year-old relationship just to hide someone else's cheating. So I told her that I would tell the husband everything, and if she wants to break up over this, I'm fine with that. Definitely did not mean the I'm fine with that part, but I probably just said it out of pettiness/spite. I haven't told the husband yet, but all this has me questioning my fiancé's moral values and how she thinks infidelity is okay. Kinda messed up. It's 8 a.m. right now where I live, and I haven't slept all night thinking about my relationship. She did cut a double down on the breaking up part at the end if I proceeded on telling Betty's husband, so I'm very conflicted right now. How do you guys see the situation? Should I tell him knowing that it might end my relationship? $10 that your fiancé has cheated on you in the past and her best friend covered for her. Oh man, I hope not. But I did suspect that too. Opie's fiancé might be thinking that if Opie ruins her best friend's marriage, she might come for her relationship. Opie needs to do the right thing here, and tell the husband if she wishes to find out why his fiancé had a bizarre reaction to a simple problem. Absolutely. Even if that wasn't the case, she expects her BFF to cover for her when she does cheat. And even then, she's very clear that keeping her BFF secret means more to her than your 12-year relationship. And yes, your values are no longer aligned, if it was ever to begin with, which is very important in a relationship. Make what you will of that info, OP. She clearly knew her friend is cheating. If my boyfriend came home and told me my friend is cheating on her husband, I would probably spend hours talking/dishing about it with him. I wouldn't just tell him to ignore it. Her reaction is weird on so many levels. She knew. Now the question is, does she value her friend being a cheater more than your relationship? Or does the friend have something on her? Also, I don't mean to pry, but why are you engaged for so long? Like, is the wedding on the horizon? Her reaction was definitely weird as heck. Today I'll talk to her more about this and see where we both stand on the matter. It's okay. We did intend to get married 2 years ago, but then COVID came around, which forced us to postpone our plans. Both our families lived abroad, and both those countries were on the red list, so we decided to postpone until we can fly them here. How long has she been best friends with Betty? And how well do you know the husband and their marriage? They both have been best friends since primary school. We hang out with them 2 to 3 times a month, and have double dates and good stuff like that. I talk to the husband occasionally, but we are not close friends. Your fiancé may feel that you telling the husband means that she told you about it and this would jeopardize her friendship with the wife. Was your fiancé aware of the affair before you told her? She says that she didn't know, but it did not surprise her when I told her this. Her reaction was more like, meh, which could be that she didn't care or that Betty cheats so much that she thought, oh, a new guy again. I don't know which one is it. Next story. My 27 male female friend 27 female who rejected me is upset at my response time as of late. So I had a long heart-to-heart with my best friend and basically told her I loved her, which was true. She told me she wasn't a girl for me and to put my energy elsewhere. We still talk. I did just that. I downloaded a dating app and I'm talking to a girl who's very interested in me, so I'm giving her the same energy and attention back. I play video games with my friends or go to the gym every single day on top of working. As a result, I don't have a lot of time to text. I don't want to give my energy and attention to the girl who views me as a romantic option. I always get back to my friend at least once a day, Well, she will randomly stop texting me for over a day when she gets busy. I can tell from her attitude it's pissing her off. Like, she just expects me to reply instantly when she doesn't give me the same respect back. Why do I need to drop what I'm doing because she decided to break her radio silence she randomly gives me at an inopportune time? I'm a pretty easygoing and friendly guy, but she's honestly getting on my nerves. And I can tell I'm getting on hers. Should I just tell her I don't want to text anymore if this is the vibe? I'm not playing games with her. I just don't have time to text her sometimes because they are long messages. I play Warzone with my friends, and if I see the girl I'm dating texted me, I'll always answer her message first. She ignored me all of Friday. So I got back to her later on Saturday since I was drinking with the boys Friday, and haven't heard back from her since. Now for the advice. Stop putting so much pressure on this. Just do your thing. Text her when you have time and don't when you don't. Don't make it into a big thing. Alright, thanks. So if she messages me back tomorrow, I should just reply when I have a chance? Yes. This is how friendship works. You're living separate busy lives. Don't intentionally ignore her, but you can only text when you're not busy. This is basic stuff. Don't be dramatic about it. You don't owe her an explanation. She needs to understand boundaries. If she addresses it, play it off in a playful manner. Thanks. I have a group chat with my friends, and sometimes I'll answer a question like, "You guys have room for me on the team?" She'll take notice of my Facebook last active activity. You had said that you can tell that she doesn't like this and never mentioned a specific thing she said. I'm going to assume she hasn't said anything to you directly. If she has an issue, it is her responsibility to say something. It is not your responsibility to read between the lines and guess at what is happening. You can accept what she says at face value and move forward. If she doesn't respond to you for however long, don't assume it's about you. Just let her do her. Focus on you. I've known her for more than half my life. She isn't very direct and will never say what's on her mind, but she'll change how she acts. We don't hang out anymore because her boyfriend hates me. Her fault. He hated me before I even knew of him because she used me to make him jealous and kept me as a backup option, and I'm not comfortable having that in my life. It's a boundary she respects. But she's acting very different lately and not texting me back. She plays games. Now for the last story. I think my boyfriend is in love with his girl best friend and is in denial. What should I do? I'm female 24, my boyfriend is male 21. We've been together for about 4 months. He has had a best friend for 11 years who was also my best friend for 3 years when we met through college. She set me up with my current boyfriend now. I've always had a weird gut feeling in regards to their relationship. They used to have sleepovers, go on movie dates, dinner dates, etc. When we got into a relationship, his girl best friend got angry with me because they no longer did those things which I find inappropriate considering he's now in a relationship. So she no longer talks to me, however, didn't take anything out on him. After seeing her reactions, I asked to set healthy boundaries, such as types of conversations you guys should be having, where it is appropriate and when it is appropriate for you guys to be hanging out, etc. Every time she comes up, my boyfriend gets very defensive. He has seen her addressed. He always prioritizes her feelings over mine, texts her and harasses her at hours such as 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. He has blown off our dinner plans for her before just to hang out. After telling him how I felt about my gut feeling and how it's making me a little uncomfortable, he looked at me dead in the face and said, "I don't care. I'm never gonna stop being friends with her, so you need to deal with it." Which I never ask him to not be. I simply ask for healthy boundaries to be set in our relationship, because their relationship is a little too close. He continues to gaslight me day in and day out, saying that she's like a sister, which could possibly be true, but given the actions that I've been seeing, makes me wary. He also has lied to me saying that he was getting ready to come see me, but he was actually hanging out with her. Something in my gut is telling me that he is in love with her, and is either in denial or simply does not want to confess his feelings because he knows she doesn't have the same for him, and he will destroy that friendship. It's hard for me to move forward with him when he keeps prioritizing her over me. She recently stopped talking to him, and he's been blowing up her phone every day since, saying that he will go and move mountains to reach her, and that she can block him on everything and he'll go and find her MySpace just to message her. I would really appreciate some advice and input on the situation in regards to what I should do. Why are you still with him? For what reason are you tormenting yourself? He plainly focuses on her over you and expressed in your face. For what reason are you remaining while at the same time realizing that he esteems his closest companion more than you? simply leave the relationship before he cheats or leaves you for her. They both sound in denial. Tell him you never asked him to stop being friends with her, but the context of their relationship is not friends even if they don't see it. Prioritizing anyone over their significant other, cuddling, lying to the significant other, are all signs they're more than friends, unless he is doing the exact same things, and at the same frequency with his guy friends as he does with her. Then move on, as you can never be in a good position between them. You gotta leave this dude and his girlfriend alone. Don't be a second option. But I am the girlfriend. She's the girl best friend who keeps overstepping boundaries that he keeps allowing it. He always prioritizes his girl best friend's feelings over mine. That's my point. Break up with him. Do you seriously want to be second in your relationship? You know he puts her first and you deserve better. The longer you stay, the worse it's going to be for you. He has an unhealthy obsession, it sounds like. I thought about breaking up with him all morning. It's getting to the point where every time I think of this situation, I am getting physically sick. I just keep thinking maybe I am wrong. It may be she's like a sister to him, which is why I created a post, to hopefully get everyone's opinions on if I'm crazy and overthinking, or if I'm simply right and my gut feeling is trying to tell me something.